What's up, everybody? We're going right into it. Erik Dunn here from Bridgewater, Massachusetts. This is Falls Count Anywhere on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Thank you guys for joining me here. No SmackDown or Raw results because a lot of breaking news has transpired just in the last 48 hours for WWE. A lot of changes are coming or have been made already. And we're going to get right into it. You guys can find me live every Wednesday at 5 on YouTube, Kick, and Rumble at Rhode Island Broadcasting, and on Twitch at RI_broadcasting, and on Twitter at Broadcasting RI. That will be live every Wednesday at 5. Then it'll be podcasted up afterwards on these platforms. Red Circle, I believe, Spotify, TuneIn, and iHeart Podcasts. Yep, Red Circle, Spotify, TuneIn, and iHeart Podcast at RI Broadcasting. And then please follow us on our platforms, U42, Odyssey, Space Hay, Blue Sky, MeWe, TikTok, Parler, and Patreon at RI Broadcasting. And please help support us if you want to be a financial supporter at rhodeislandbroadcasting.net, where you can help join the family. This broadcast of Falls Count Anywhere is the exclusive property of Erik Dunn Productions, Ron Rigo, and Rhode Island Broadcasting for the use of our audience. Any publication, reuse, or redistribution by anyone is not prohibited and is given the express consent to be shared everywhere and is greatly appreciated. So, let me go over this update for you guys. WWE has announced 7 new Raw and SmackDown dates and their annual live event holiday tour. They will all be going on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. on Ticketmaster. Here's what they are. Friday, December 5th, they will be at the Moody Center in Austin, Texas. So that'll be a SmackDown. Then SmackDown on the 12th will be in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Raw on Monday the 15th will be at the Giants Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania. SmackDown on the 19th will be in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And then the holiday tour. Friday the 26th in Baltimore, Maryland. Saturday the 27th in Tampa, Florida. Saturday the 27th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Sunday the 28th in Jacksonville, Florida. Sunday, December 28th in Rochester, New York. The final Raw of this year will be at the Kia Center in Orlando, Florida, and then Fort Myers, Florida on Tuesday the 30th for the holiday tour at the Hertz Arena, and then the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. And then on New Year's Day, on January 1st, Syracuse, New York at the Upstate Medical Arena for the holiday tour. And then the first SmackDown of 2026 will be at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. And then the DCU Center in Worcester, Massachusetts will have the holiday tour on January 3rd. Bridgeport, Connecticut on January 4th. And then Key Bank Center in Buffalo, New York will be the first Raw of 2026 on Monday, January 5th. Those are all the events. It'll go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. on Ticketmaster. And then New Orleans is going to be hosting Money in the Bank next September. That is a really big deal. More information will be announced within the next coming months. It will be at the Smoothie King Center, hosted by the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation. They'll be partnering with WWE in conjunction. Sunday, September 6th of next year. So that is where the major update is regarding the events and all that there. However, now we're going to get to what happened on Raw Monday night. 48 hours ago, I said this on last week's show, and the fears have been confirmed. Seth Rollins is no longer World Heavyweight Champion. He was forced to vacate it because he had surgery. Here was the major update about him. He is out of action indefinitely, and the surgery came on the heels of a shocking betrayal from Rollins and Breaker. From Breaker, Reed, and Heyman on last Monday night. This one is not a work. like the knee injury. This injury is in fact real. So at Crown Jewel, he suffered that shoulder injury when he took on Cody. It's not clear how it happened, but he is 100% having surgery. The attack by the Vision was likely to write him off screen so he could undergo surgery and begin his rehab. It's expected he could be out for several months. WrestleMania could really be in jeopardy. WrestleMania 42 in Vegas might not be in the cards for him. They don't know the damage in his shoulder. They'll find out when they open him up and do it, but he's out for months indefinitely. And CM Punk on Saturday night's main event on the 1st in Utah in 10 nights is going to be taking on main event Jey Uso that that won a battle royal in the main event for the vacated World Heavyweight Championship. And yes, if it is rotator cuff, he'll be out for at least 6 months. If it's shoulder, then it might be a labrum tear, maybe 4 months injured. I'm not sure. I'll be shocked if he's even back for the Rumble. I don't know if he's going to be. We'll have to find out as we get closer. But here's the injury history, though, regarding Rollins. So it's been mostly leg injuries. So you guys can look back to a decade ago. He had an ACL, MCL, and meniscus tear in his right knee during an overseas tour in Ireland. He was forced to vacate the WWE Championship, and he missed about 7 months of action. And then he retore the MCL in the same knee in January of 17. Despite requiring another surgery, he didn't miss much time at all. He tore his meniscus in his left knee in January of 24 and appeared in both nights of WrestleMania 40. He missed 2 months following the event. And then he suffered what was like another knee injury on Sunday's main event in July. However, it was a work because even though the injury was thought it could stun him for months, he was shown with a brace and on crutches. It was a ruse, and he cashed in money in the bank on CM Punk at SummerSlam. While knee injuries have been mostly Rollins' issue, he's also dealt with a lot of back problems and neck. Keep that in mind, guys, when we're thinking about Rollins here. He's been one of the true Iron Men of this company for years. That's blatantly obvious. They say that when your thoroughbred is going at 100 miles an hour, it's hard for him to slow down. When you can't stop and smell the roses, it's not going to be easy for when they have to, because they're getting into a habit of just on the go, on the go, on the go, going full speed, going full speed, going full speed, all gas and no brake, to quote the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. Keep this in the back of your mind. There's a chance he'll miss the Rumble. There's also a chance he'll miss WrestleMania in Vegas. Don't think he's cleared on that just yet. There's some question marks there. But speaking of the World Heavyweight Championship, 2 huge matches for Saturday night's main event in Utah are confirmed. Cody versus Jey for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then it'll be Cody and Drew in a rematch, as Cody will defend the WWE title. And this will be live on Peacock. So that's the major thing for WWE right now, is they're going through a lot of changes. I mean, Seth being gone for months is going to put a dent in the plan. The only thing is this the opportunity for Punk to finally become champion again? And for those wondering why Saturday night's main event is going to be on Peacock, so Saturday night's main event is still part of NBC. ESPN does not have the rights to it, so Peacock is going to keep Saturday night's main event, which I think is very convenient because the vast majority of the WWE library is going to be on Peacock, so probably March in the middle of WrestleMania season, unless ESPN gets all the rights to the library at some point, which I think they will, but it's going to be a while, I would think. But A lot of changes, guys, are coming. And next week's broadcast is going to be the dissection of the entire card of Science Main Event. Ron and I will give our predictions that you'll see in his comments. Ron, do you have the records still? Because as it is in the standings for Ron and I, we are tied at 46 and 33. I mean, this is all coming down to the nitty gritty for us, and every match counts. That's basically what this is for us. Every match will count, and it all ties in together. So that's literally everything with WWE. Um, I'll give you guys a little bit of like a sports update too, if you will. You guys also know that Ryan and I are neighbors with 990wbob.com. My show, I'm Done with Sports, is every Wednesday night at 11 now. Podcast is up on Thursday mornings early, or by the end of the Wednesday night programming. Ron also has his shows on there as well. I know for a lot of you guys that were frustrated with the loss last night that the Bruins had to the Panthers, the defending champs. The main highlight for me from that night was the tribute to Brad Marchand, which was well deserved. He had an amazing stint with us, and you could see the emotion on his face. It was genuine because he knew how much Boston meant to him. And keep in mind that this is the same guy that signed a 6-year extension, so he's probably going to finish his career in Florida. I would be surprised if he gets 1 or 2 more rings over there, because you know what, Marchand is someone that deserves to be a champion, and you know what, at the end of the day, we weren't going to pay him the money that Florida would, and he's still a good player, and he's still a very good contributor in the league. But Bruins are on a nosedive, guys. They've lost 5 in a row. They're on a spiral going down. They're crashing and they're burning. And we're only 3 weeks into the year, and that's the saddest thing right now. Marco Sturm has got a hell of a problem on his hands. That front office is a mess. Tonight is opening night for the Celtics for their new season. Keep this in mind, too, that the over-under is 40.5 on wins. So it's 40.5. I'm definitely going to pick the over beyond a doubt. I just don't know, looking at the numbers, how well they're going to do. I believe that the C's will still have a good year. I know they'll make the playoffs still because they will have a roster that will compete for Joe Mazzulla. He's still a great coach. I guess it'll just come down to like preference, if that makes sense, and like how it's all going to work. And then Patriots. For those that watched the game Sunday against the Titans, what a game. I mean, the offense is still clicking. The defense is starting to wake up a little bit, but 5 of their first 7 defensive possessions this season has just been terrible. I mean, they're giving up points early, but they're coming back and they're taking the place away. They'll finish 5th. Ron, do you mean the 5 seed? Like 5th in the East, so the 5 seed? Okay, so you're saying that they'll avoid the play-in tournament? I think I'll agree with you on that. I think they're definitely talented enough to finish top 5 in the East for sure. So you know what? I think that's a bold statement, but that's a very accurate statement. I don't think they're going to fall off that bad like a lot of people think they are. But Patriots, 4-game winning streak, they're 5-2. They wrap up the month at home with the Browns on Sunday, and I mean, Pats are doing great, guys. Drake May's doing phenomenal. He's doing very well. Be on the lookout. The Pats put up another 30-point performance. The points are adding up. They're top 10 in the NFL right now on points scored, points allowed, and run differential. Tay will be the midseason pickup. Yeah, when he comes back. That's if he even gets cleared after the All-Star break. Like, we'll see. So that's my sports moment. Now I want to give you guys just real quick Erik's Thoughts. I don't know, Ron, if we had that title down there, Erik's Thoughts. There we go. Just wanted to give you guys a couple personal updates. The feedback I got from the Celtics is I'm on the list to sing the anthem again. If I'm needed, I'll reach out. I'm still going to do my diligence to reach out to them once the season gets started, and maybe I'll get a call, I hope, this year. Brown University, I'm getting closer to singing for them. I'll let you guys know that too when we hit the first week of November. What's really going on with them? I'm finalizing a my schedule with them for this season. Um, and then the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation for Autism. I'm singing at their 5K in Natick this Sunday. I'm doing a couple performances for them, and some special things are coming behind the scenes too with Perry College too. Their autism um, acceptance that they're doing will be their third year of it in a row. And then the Foodie Foundation is also creating a Stars for the Spectrum record label that I've been asked to join. I don't have the full details yet, but I will be revealing them in the coming weeks as we get closer to finalizing what's going on. But guys, I'll tell you, God is so good. There is a lot of cool things right now that are happening, and you know, the pieces are coming together slowly. I don't have the finalized information, but I'm getting it close. I'm very, very close to getting it, and once I know, you will know as well. I just know I'm in for a good ride. I'm in for a good experience, and I'm on a journey right now that I'm thankful to be on. And I'm excited to let you guys know how all that goes. I'm very excited to let you know how that goes. Um, However, next Tuesday, I've got a meeting with Brockton Ross Baseball to discuss 2026. And no, I'm not opening for Journey. I wish. Um, Brockton Ross Baseball is getting their 26 seasons getting ready. I got a meeting with their um, marketing communications team to organize me. So I'm very happy about that. And, you know, just some small things here and there. But those are my thoughts. That's my wrap up there. And I'm really excited to let you guys know when I get some updates. November and December are going to be good months. I just got to get there. So, next week's broadcast is the results of all that I mentioned to you under Erik's Thoughts. And Saturday night's been an event. Ron and I will give our predictions, and we'll see who's going to get the one up on each other, if that even will happen. So, on behalf of the man himself, Rodrigo, Erik Dunn saying so long and thank you from my home in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. This has been a presentation of Falls Count Anywhere on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Guys, I'll talk to you next week for the last one of October. We're almost there to Halloween. Time goes by fast. Thank you guys for watching, as well as listening.